What is up, guys? It is Nintendo, and I'm on an epic journey to Cowlitz Gamers Convention for Kids, which supports like autism for kids and a couple other really cool things. But yeah, it's time to go hunt for retro games in Washington. I am in Northern Oregon right now, and I am disembarking right now. Sorry if you hear the Google Maps giving directions. So I guess I'm just gonna talk. I have not slept at all. If you guys don't know, I work graveyards, and I work over 30 miles away, or about 30 miles away. And so I get off work at 3:30 in the morning. I get home about 4. Generally have a beer and shower.
Continue on West Oak Street for 2 miles.
I generally go to bed at like 6 or 7 in the morning, and right now it's about 7 in the morning, a little bit after. And yeah, we're gonna see what we can do at Cowlitz. Alright guys, so as you can see, I went to the convention, I am back home, I am alive, even though I had no sleep. I managed to get there, hang out for a good 4, maybe 5 hours-ish, and then drove back home. So tired, oh my god, I slept for hours afterwards. But anyways, Cowlitz was fun. It was really good. I got a ton of pickups. I got more pickups than I've gotten at either PRGE, the regular PRGE, or the swap meet. I've gotten more pickups than at my own trade nights that I set up, which is crazy because I usually get a lot of stuff at my trade nights. The Southern Oregon Retro trade nights are really epic, but for some reason, Cowlitz delivered. And what's crazy is at first, as I was walking around and everybody kind of rushed in at once, I was one of the first people in, and it was like I didn't see anything I needed like right away. I was going all around the tables, and for the first like half hour, I had only picked up like a couple things. And so I was worried that I had made the trip up there and wasn't really going to see much, but didn't matter. Got to talk to cool people, got to hang out with Mosley, got to hang out with my buddy Phobia. I got to hang out with and talk to John Riggs and Metal Jesus, Jason, and got to talk to his buddy Kelsey, and got to talk to, who else? Reggie and me had talked for quite a while, and I got little video clips of some of that stuff that I'm just going to pepper into this, so we shall see. You'll see when it comes up, I suppose. So, alright. First of all, yeah, you know what? Let's go to the first clip right now. Okay, guys, so Nintendo here once again, and I've got another guest. We've got one of my favorite channels, actually. Metal Jesus Rocks here. And, same thing as John Riggs, he wanted this question to be a surprise. So, what are your 3 favorite consoles to collect for, including handhelds?
3 favorite consoles to collect for. Boy, I do love collecting for the PSP because it's a totally underrated system.
He's always in my videos. What's going on?
See up his nose. It's awesome.
Right. PSP's good, but man, mine is underused.
Oh, dude. Well, once you get the video out cable,
I need that.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause then you can just basically play like a Switch. It's almost like the Switch.
Right, totally. I actually have been meaning to get that for a while. I passed up on one that was sealed for $10, and I don't know why. I don't know why.
And also, too, the PSP just had a ton of great games, and they're super cheap. Like here,
RPGs.
most people like ignore it. I really love the PlayStation 2.
Good games. Very good
a bunch
games.
of games today for that, and oh man, and then the PC.
I knew you were gonna say it.
Yeah,
I knew it was gonna be PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Well, that's cool, man. Turbo graphics, man.
Oh, really?
Turbo graphics. Even sports games. I mean, I got a baseball game earlier, and I got so excited.
Yeah. They're getting hard to find too, and expensive.
Oh, I know, it's so expensive. I've got like 30 games, and it's like, I feel like that's my collection topped out.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate
thanks
it.
for having
Cool,
me on, dude.
awesome. So, yeah, we will come back with more guests. Alright, so that was freaking awesome. Alright, so let's get to the pickups. First of all, and there will be more clips coming up. First of all, so the very first thing that I scored when I was like worried, I was just like, really? Is this the first thing I need? Of all things, this is like really not much. It was Arc the Lad, Twilight of the Spirits on PS2. It was $4. It is actually really nice. It's complete in box. Even has like the little registration card. The only thing is this tab holds in the manual's broken. But other than that, it's like brand new. So that's cool. I really like Arc the Lad games. I know the PS2 ones aren't supposed to be as good, but that's okay. I like PS2. PS2 is a good system. Okay, and oddly enough, one of the last things I got, I had to call my girlfriend. I kept visiting John Riggs' booth for some reason, just over and over throughout the day. It was a smaller convention, so ended up talking to a lot of the same people over and over again. There were some people on the far side that had Famicom games that I kept going over to, and we kept talking imports and stuff. It was really cool. But John Riggs is one of the booths that I visited just a ton. He had all kinds of cool stuff there. And he had a couple Master System games, but I wasn't sure if I had this one. Great Basketball. I actually called Jessica, and I felt bad. She was napping, but she quickly went over to my shelf and checked to see if I have it, which is really cool. That's just exactly the kind of thing that Jessica does for me. She's so awesome about that. But she said, yeah, you have great football and baseball and golf, but not basketball. So yes, was happy about that. It's just a cheapo, but it is complete in box, and it was $5. So thank you, John Riggs. And okay, so went up there with the intention of getting some TurboGrafx stuff. Did not really score much TurboGrafx stuff. I got two little things, and that is first of all just a box. This is literally just the box and the styrofoam insert for taking it to the hoop on TurboGrafx. And I don't actually have this game, so I'm going to have to order a complete in-case copy and put it in here. I'm just happy that I actually found a box. Finding a TurboGrafx box is like never going to happen. Okay, so I did get one more TurboGrafx thing, and that was from, this is really funny too, because John Riggs mentioned it in his little clip, which I'll actually show next. But he was like, yeah, you got a TurboGrafx game for me, and I was like, no, I didn't. And then, yes, I actually did. Totally forgot about this. That's why he was confused, and I was confused on the video. But World Class Baseball, I had forgotten about this because I actually have this game. I literally bought this just for the manual. But he said, I think he said, buy 2 cheap things for $5 in this box, and I was like, sweet. So I was like, what the hell is this? And he was like, this is like one of the first repros I ever made. It's Nangoku Shonen Papuwa-kun. And, of course, I probably butchered that. Label's coming up. The label's, not the greatest, and but it plays, and it's cool. It's not translated or anything. It's like an RPG-ish platformer, and it is sweet. I cannot find a translation for this, but man, is it a cool game. It's really cool. So I got both of these for $5. That's awesome. Just getting TurboGrafx manual for $5 is pretty badass, but then I can give away my other copy of World Class Baseball that just doesn't have the manual, and I'm going to give that to Mosley. I already told him that. I was like, hey, I've got a gift for you, because he likes TurboGrafx and he's just getting into it. But this is really cool, so check this game out if you ever find some way to check that game out. So let's check out my little segment with John Riggs here. Alright guys, so we got John Riggs here.
Hey.
And my question for you today, this is a surprise.
Okay.
My question for you is, what are your 3 favorite consoles to collect for?
Oh my goodness.
Handhelds included.
Okay, my 3 favorite consoles to collect for are TurboGrafx 16.
Yes,
Hard to find. Hard to find when you can find it, but when you find it, it's that much better. Including in that is also the Famicom Disk System, because Famicom Disk System games are even worse to find, even super harder to find, but when you find them, you feel like you found, even if it's like a volleyball game, you feel like you found something.
That's how I feel about TurboGrafx.
And seriously, Sega Genesis, because you can find a billion games and they're all super, super inexpensive and so good.
Yeah, there are some really good ones.
Inexpensive, but very, very good. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, great to find, expensive to collect for nowadays, but Genesis, you can find very great versions of the games for a fraction of the price. That's what I'll say.
Oh yeah, for sure. There are, what's a good example, man? Well, okay, maybe not.
Sunset Riders would be one of them. The Genesis version of Sunset Riders, I actually prefer because I like the diluted colors of it.
Yep.
$40 compared to Super Nintendo's $60, $70.
Or games we didn't get that are still cheap and good games. One of my next reviews is going to be The Humans on Genesis.
Oh, The Humans. Great game.
If you like Lost Vikings, super good game.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, TurboGrafx is my number one.
I love it.
Even sports games. Yeah.
Oh, no, you bought it. I had a TurboGrafx 16. Maybe you bought it from me. I was going to show it off. Oh, never mind, yeah.
No, I didn't get the Turbo CD from you.
Oh, did you not?
No,
all right.
No, not me.
Okay.
But, all right, well, cool. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you,
I appreciate it very much.
That's
awesome. All right, so that was rad. Super cool to see John Riggs. He's one of my favorite guys to talk to at the conventions. He's just super knowledgeable about games. He obviously has a huge passion for it, and he's just a nice guy. So really, really awesome. Okay, so next, let's see. What are we going to do here next? Okay, so I don't know if you've ever seen Kelsey from Metal Jesus Rocks videos, but she had a little booth, and I was actually going to get a little video clip from her, but she ended up being too busy. And also, I tried getting a couple other clips, and it was just honestly too loud. At the beginning, it was easy to get a few clips, and then towards the end, I tried to get a couple more, and it was just so loud you couldn't hear anything. I did visit her booth, though, and got a few things, and I visited her booth a couple times because she had just random games out, but I didn't see that she had this, like, plastic bin with 3 drawers in it, and the first one had Atari games, and they were marked at 50 cents each. Anything in the drawer, 50 cents. I was like, that's cool. Nothing I really needed, though. Close the drawer, open up the next one, bunch of Super Famicom games. Got super excited, but I knew they'd be cheapos because they were 50 cents each. But I got excited because of the backs of these. Yeah, Super Famicom games are notorious for having the back half of the plastic probably made in a different factory, just like the Super Nintendo rumor, that the plastic was slightly different in different factories and that the backs were made different from the fronts. And anyways, a lot of Super Famicom backs are super yellowed, and I have like 3 or 4 in my collection that needed to be replaced. So I just got Parlor Mini 2, new 3D golf simulation, Excite Stage 95, which I got excited for at first because I thought maybe it had something to do with Excite Bike, but then I saw it's got like a blurry soccer ball in there, so it's obviously a soccer game. And then something 96, it looks like, I was going to say football, but I think it's soccer, so I don't really care about the games. Just needed the backs. And then, oh, and I also got these, which were like 50 cents each also, just 2 imports. Doraemon 2? Pretty sure is what this is called. And then this one is something Gombo. Neither of these have translations. They looked really fun, though. I think they were both like overhead RPGs. I'm holding one upside down. But yeah, pretty cool. I mean, geez, 50 cents each. Come on, I'm gonna pick them up. Oh, and I pointed out a Bomberman game that I already had to my buddy, and he ended up getting it, and it was like 50 cents. So cool little import that he scored. But then I went to give her $3 for those 6 things, and she was like, two's fine. So thanks, Kelsey. That's awesome. And let's see, what else? Oh, speaking of Super Famicom, random dude's booth that I couldn't find like anything at, but there was Super Air Diver. And I remember on Genesis, there's a game called Air Diver, and I think it's a shmup. I could be wrong. I thought it was like a side-scrolling shmup. Shoot 'em up for those people that hate the word shmup. It's just shorter. But anyways, Super Air Diver. It's not a shmup actually at all. It's a more like a flight simulator, like jet simulator game. You go around blasting missiles at things, and it's impossible. But Mode 7 on this game is amazing, actually. It's really good, really clean looking for a Super Nintendo game. And this game in America is called Lock On. So if you've ever heard of Lock On, same game as Super Air Diver. Just remembered that. Okay, let's see. What's next? Let's do... I got a lot of Game Boy games, man. I don't know why I got so many Game Boys. First of all, I got the 2 imports. And then, let's see here. I went to this one booth after I think it was Phobia that told me. He's like, there's a booth that has like a tub of like Game Boy games, and I'd actually passed by it and I didn't really pay much attention to it, but I told myself I was going to dig for some handheld games, and so I did. I really dug because I was looking for something in particular, but on my way to finding that game, surprisingly found it. I did find another game I was looking for, and you may laugh, Sabrina, the animated series, Zapped. Go check out my review of Wendy Every Which Way on the Game Boy Color. Very, very cool game, made by the same people that made Shantae. So these guys are making kind of uncommon, kind of cartoonish games that are really, really fun, yet have horrible music. But yeah, Sabrina Zapped, and there's another Sabrina game, can't remember what it's called, but it looks awesome too, so I'm kind of on the hunt for that. Very cheap games. Unlike Wendy Every Which Way, which has gotten a little bit of attention as of the last couple of years, like I said, that was my last review, in fact, and it's such a good game. You need to get Wendy Every Which Way. You need to get the Sabrina game. It's really fun. Jump on enemies' heads and then you zap them back into human form because they're animals. Stupid story. Anyways, what I was looking for, though, was Mercenary Force. I couldn't believe it was in there. I was so stoked. I ordered this like a week or 2 ago on Amazon. Dude never shipped. Amazon even notified me. I had forgotten because I always order cheap games online, and I had ordered this with manual, and Amazon notified me and was like, this still hasn't been sent off. We're notifying the seller. And so I wrote him a little email and said, hey, what's up, dude? Are you going to ship this or what? No response. It's been days. So probably just going to get a refund. But I got Mercenary Force for, I think it was like $6. I think this was $4. So score. If you don't know what Mercenary Force is, this is actually going to be reviewed, I think, very soon. It's like a run and gun, but you have multiple little mercenaries, and they each have their own individual hit points, and it kind of reminds me of Pocky and Rocky, but it's side-scrolling and it's forced scrolling. Weird but cool. It's amazing, and you can change the formation of like the 4 dudes running around. Super badass. I have to make a video on it. It's so good. I've never heard anybody talk about it. Okay, super excited to get, and it came with a case. 4 of these games came with cases. Super excited to get Kirby's Dream Land. I've been after the Kirby games for a long time. Never grew up with them. Never really played them until recently. Love them now. Holy crap. And Kirby's Dream Land is so fun. Good music. This one I got for $10, which most of this stuff is about what it goes for online, but convenience, and I just got my taxes, so it works. Final Fantasy Legend, saves and everything. Great game. Fun game. Very fun game. Okay, and then, oh yeah, that's right, I did get 2 more things from John Riggs. I totally forgot. You know what? Let's go to another clip. What's up, guys? Nintendo here once again, and we've got another guest. We've got Radical Reggie here. What's up, man?
How's it going, bro?
Good. How's it going, dude?
You fist bump.
Yeah. So, I've got a magical question for you, and it's a surprise. So, what are your 3 favorite consoles, including handhelds, to collect for?
PlayStation 1, PS2, PSP.
Really? You're just a PlayStation guy.
You know those systems. I mean, the PS1 really won my heart. Still has to this day. I'm still looking for games for it. I just had no RPGs really. I pretty much have a lot of them. But it's just that system. I have my best memories of that system. It's like the golden years for me when it came to video games. And I'll never forget that. And that system is just it's so surreal for me.
Yeah, it has some crazy good games on it. I mean, Symphony of the Night, Wild Arms. I mean, so many good things. For me though, my favorite system? TurboGrafx, dude.
Dude, I still haven't experienced one like everybody else, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm still that's one system I'm still looking for.
You need TurboGrafx, and you need to get Ninja Spirit and Blazing Lasers.
Blazing Lasers, okay.
Yep.
I'll keep that in mind.
Right on. But thanks, dude. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Oh, yeah, dude. Alright, so that was a really awesome clip. That's freaking sweet. Anyways, I just remembered the clip because I was talking about John Riggs, and so I got 2 more things from him, and I was like over the moon to get these. Just super, super excited to get these, and they were both in case. And that was Dragon Warrior Monsters 2, Tara's Adventure, and I played this last night for like an hour and a half, and it is fun, fun, fun. Love the Dragon Warrior Monsters. Not as much of a Pokemon clone as people say it is. It's more like a Dragon Warrior game with monsters. It's a Dragon Warrior game, except for you collect monsters and you breed them, but it's just, it functions more like a Dragon Warrior game. It looks more like a Dragon Warrior game. It is a Dragon Warrior game, so keep that in mind. But there are definitely Pokemon elements with collecting monsters. That was marked at $20, and then this was marked at $20, and I was super stoked to see this. This has been on my list for quite a while. Roland's Curse on Game Boy. Oh yeah, super stoked. Adventure game, overhead, kind of Zelda-ish. So far from what I've played. I'm not sure if there's an experience system. I didn't really delve into it much. Literally played it a few minutes, but it seemed really cool. So, yes, so that was $40 together, but I had something that he wanted, asked if he wanted to trade, and he mentioned this trade actually in his video recently, just last night, as I record this. He got my copy of Pure Solar. He was like, well, what do you want for this? I was like, I don't know, $60? He's like, well, then why don't I just give you those 2 games and $20? I was like, works for me. He's like, why am I giving you money in my booth? I'm like, I don't know, but it works for me, man. So we did a pretty cool trade with that, and he was very happy to get Pure Solar. So I'm glad that went to a good home. Anyways, let's get back on before this video ends up being way too long. How about a couple imports? Imports. How about imports? I got this shiny import, Dragon Buster. What a name. It sounds like the worst metal band ever. But it's shiny, it's gold, it's cool. It was like $2, or maybe 4, can't remember. It's a Namco game, and this is really weird actually. It's a side-scrolling like RPG-ish game, and it's kind of like Ys 3. It's kind of weird, but it's got English on it. That's the thing. This whole card is like in English, so I don't know what's up with it. Apparently, it was supposed to come out here, maybe. I don't know, but okay, this one's really funny. You'll see why later. This is actually Ninja Kid on Famicom, and I just really like Bandai carts. I love the green, badass carts. Another Bandai game. This one's a really cool story. You may or may not know what this is, but this is actually, oh God, what is it? Chubby Cherub. This is Chubby Cherub on Nintendo, but I got this for $2, in Japan, you have a different character. You're a little spirit. You're a little ghost spirit. And the game's graphics are a little bit different. But yeah, $2 game versus like $70 game. So go with that. It's the smart way. All right. Oh, it's time for another clip. Got a random dude here. His name's Scott. I keep running into him, so we're just going to ask him the same question I've been asking everybody else. Surprise. What are your 3 favorite consoles to collect for, and why?
Just after, yeah.
I would say the Nintendo, obviously, because of nostalgia reasons.
Nintendo just rules.
Recently, the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, thinking nostalgia and the ease of modding nowadays with improved graphics.
Right, but not to mention, I will strongly suggest people go out and listen to like Game Boy soundtracks. The music on Game Boy games is incredible. What they pushed out on that tiny system, it's crazy.
That's just my idea.
It might be Taco Bell.
No, I was going to say, and what's your last one?
Last one, I would say, I've just recently also gotten into the PSP, which is great.
Oh, right
Go back
on.
to my booth.
Do you have the full screen thing where you plug it into the TV?
Not yet. I just got into it, so I got a handful of RPGs and just a system.
Oh, nice. Apparently, we need to get that because you can play all your PSP games full screen, and there's so many original PSP games that, you know, weren't on other
And
systems.
it's a cheap market, too.
Right? Seriously. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Awesome, dude. Okay, so Rad, getting another question there fired off. Okay, so we're going to get back to the pickups. All right, what do we have here? Not too much left. Let's go with my one super awesome Super Nintendo purchase. Oh, besides John Riggs' repro. One Super Nintendo purchase, Supernova. I got this for $25, I want to say. Just about what it's worth, but it's in super nice condition. And if you don't know, Supernova is part of the Darius series. Yeah, really fun. You get to shoot mechanical fish. Who doesn't like shooting mechanical fish in the face? I mean, I hate mechanical fish, man. I really do. They really suck. All right, so gotta shoot him in the face. Gotta shoot him in the face.
Start them off. You got a gun, but you shoot them in the face.
Alright, so, Pokemon White. I did not get this whole shebang at the convention. I got this case and manual, like, in a trade through the mail, which I'm going to mention in my next pickup video, but I wanted to show this because it was kind of cool. My buddy Mosley, if you don't know his channel, Drunken Master Studios, you should go check it out. Very good channel. Pokemon White, he gave me a cart-only copy of it, knew I was after it, and he just gave it to me, so he's amazing, and that's why he's getting a free TurboGrafx game. So, thank you very much for that, Mosley. You rock, and your channel kicks ass. I was after this. Was happy to see 2 copies there. $10 each. Works for me. Complete in box. Did switch out the case, though. It had a lot of dings on it, so really cool to get that. Just looks super colorful and really awesome for RPG. I don't know if it's supposed to be any good or not, but was stoked to get it. Also stoked to get this. I was after Military Madness on TurboGrafx, but like I said in the beginning of the video, looking for specific TurboGrafx games is like looking for a specific blade of grass in a field. Nectaris Military Madness. I was looking for Military Madness so bad on TurboGrafx, but I actually do have this on my want list. I've been looking for it, and I like PS1 games, so rad, complete in box, super nice shape. Manual's a little bit dinged up. This was a front from my buddy Phobia. He's so cool about that. We always do trades and stuff, and he just fronts me things. This is like the cleanest copy of Medieval 2 I've ever seen in my life. Super, super clean. Been after this for, I mean, years. I am a huge fan of Medieval on PlayStation. I still have my copy from when I was like, I don't know, my early 20s. And yeah, Medieval's a rad series. Always wanted the second one. So cool. And the last PlayStation game I got looks like crap. But it's mostly the case. There is some damage to the manual, but Strikers 1945. Oh, I forgot to take the sticker off. It was marked at $25. The manual is not the greatest. It's got some crap right here. It's got some crap on the back too. I'm like pointing at it back here. Can you guys see that? Some stuff right here, some stuff right here, but it is complete in box, and the disc is in super good shape. So, yeah, it's in, like, super good shape. The rest of it's just perfect. So, I've been looking for this game for a while, and oddly enough, I got really jealous, like, last convention, because Phobia got a freaking Strikers 1945 for $25, and his was, like, brand new. I mean, brand new. But I talked this guy down to 15. Or no, 17, I think, is what it ended up being. Okay, 3 more games, and then we're done. Okay, so we got 5-screw version. Pretty cool. Been after this for a while. Ninja Kid. Yeah, Ninja Kid on NES. Been after this. It's just a cool platformer from what I can tell. but I think there's more to it. I haven't really played it much, but it's just funny that I happened to get, just because it looked cool, and then I looked it up. It is indeed Ninja Kid, so I have 2 different copies. Kind of cool, though. And then, stoked about this. I got these last 2 games together, and I traded something for it. Can't remember what. Godzilla, Monster of Monsters. Yes, I've been after this game for a while. This is rad. Not as expensive as I thought it was, and they had it way severely overpriced. It was like 20 bucks or something like that. But yeah, Godzilla, Monster of Monsters. Super fun game. Weird, though. It's like side-scrolling action with a giant sprite. You can't avoid things because you're, like, huge. And then you, like, go on this map, and it's just crazy. And then you're on this, like... Yeah, you're on this, like, gridded map, like, hexagon map, or maybe it's octagonal, but anyways, really cool. Anyways, last game, Advanced D&D, Pool of Radiance, holy crap. Been after this game for a while. Now I have 2 of the AD&D games for Nintendo. I have Dragon Strike, but I need, the other one. I can't remember it. Can't remember what it's called. Yep, can't remember it, but anyways, I need it. But super clean label. I mean, ridiculously clean. It was peeling up a little bit, but I just actually restuck it down and it stayed. But yeah, it's nice. Both sides are super nice. End is nice. It's just super clean. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys. Lots and lots of pickups. Cool little guests with Metal Jesus and Radical Reggie and John Riggs. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and talking and doing that for me. That was really cool. I just like hanging out with YouTubers. They're really cool. I don't care if they're small guys, small channels, or big channels. I like talking games with people, like talking YouTube with people. It's just good stuff. So, really cool. And thank you very much, John Riggs, for all the stuff. We did a lot of little deals, so that was neat. But yeah, that's it. There's my great adventure I made at home alive and got some really cool stuff. Thank you very much, Mosley, for the gift of Pokemon White. And thank you, Phobia, for just showing up. You kick ass. Always fun to hang out with you. We'll have to go to another metal show sometime. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you very much for watching. It was awesome. Keep rocking the retro games.